Greetings to everybody and welcome to my general YouTube channel for hospital news. Hopefully, everyone is enjoying their day very much. Before we start, just click the subscribe button to view this video. Bravo. Finn and Alexis stayed in General Hospital following their attendance at a session of addiction counseling and chairs that stack. Finn said he had not seen Alexis during a conference while acknowledging that there were other things had assumed priority. As it happens, Finn outlined cautiously. Alexis noticed that some individuals could take. Initially, it was simple, but she was worried that if she didn't get the meetings that lasted too long, she would put in danger everything. She said that she couldn't make it to Chase's marriage after receiving a hearing to get her disbarment lifted. Finn was thrilled and convinced Alexis too that she deserved it, but she wasn't convinced. Perhaps I received the justice I was due. The initial instance in which the court struck me down, she said, adding that Alexis pointed revealed that she might not have engaged in lying under oath, but she did so in order to the medical board at moments of ignorance. We don't even attempt since we're worth rescuing, he said. Alexis highlighted that she should proceed with caution as she had a history of causing severe harm. The instinct was in the back seat, she told him, but it was perpetually available. Finn understood, but he recalled that Alexis had experienced some positive prior experiences. Alexis concurred. She clarified that her daughters were. Moreover, she was happy with the list of her law profession since she had achieved a distinction in a little manner. Alexis declared her want to carry it out once more, but she had to stay sober and get out of her own way. When Alexis stated that she would like a drink to reassure herself if the appeal was denied, and even if she won, life is still difficult to enjoy. Finn heard Alexis speak frank about her recent conversation with Molly, along with Molly's warning that if Alexis committed a further error, Molly, Sam, and Christina would leave their mother behind. Finn, you won't allow that to occur, told her. Alexis promised to go to every meetings, pleading with Finn to take her in responsible if she skipped the topic. Changed to focus on Finn's sick father, who exhibited his regret for treating Gregory inhumanly for years before discovering has just a few months remaining to make apologies to his father. Therefore, I'll be, if you pledge to do the same for you. Me, Finn stated. Alexis reassured him that she was there for Gregory, and Finn following shook hands and traded half-felts hugs. Finn revealed to Alexis that Gregory has been excluding him from generating excellent medical reports. Despite Gregory's glaring flaw situation, Alexis acknowledged that Gregory looked bad the last time she saw him. Finn opened up about his sadness regarding the missed time he spent with his father. Wasn't Alexis, no one can punish us like we can, outlined. Finn informed Alexis that Gregory was devoted to the mother of Finn, but Finn grew furious upon meeting Jackie Templeton and proceeded, as Finn disclosed that having an affair with Jackie before her Gregory's marriage served as his method of chastise his father. In what manner does that? Finn asked. Elizabeth, Jake, and Aiden showed up at Finn's flat, lugging shopping bags to the restaurant for dinner. Gregory welcomed them with Violet. Elizabeth told her sons to go to the kitchen. Violet trailed the malls when they were by themselves. Gregory was contacted by Elizabeth, but he disregarded her worries and moved quickly, changed the topic by inquiring as to what was transpiring between Violet and Jake. Aiden emerged in the moments in the living room, subsequently to give Elizabeth an update regarding dinner preparations upon the children's return to. Elizabeth disclosed in the kitchen that she had intended to talk to Gregory regarding because Jake found himself in a situation where Jason resembles Gregory and Finn in that years earlier, she clarified. Jake was enraged and wouldn't even acknowledge Jason's name. Gregory was known to Elizabeth, had hoped that she wouldn't have abandoned Finn. He could offer some guidance. Gregory. Furthermore, it appears that Jake isn't the only someone who is furious. Elizabeth concurred with Gregory, though she worried for her, as Jake was disadvantaged as a result of his. Gregory suggested that fury was a way for someone to discipline himself instead of hurting someone they cared about, and was unable to let go. Gregory said as much. Nothing was worse than losing Finn's mother. It could have been worse for him than receiving an ALS diagnosis, although finding Jackie changed everything that has happened since. He knew she was alive and young. That although he had been recovering, he assured Elizabeth that both Jackie and he, that they had not failed to love one another, been terrible or disloyal to his departed spouse, but Finn didn't see it that way. Elizabeth XP elaborated. Gregory disclosed Finn's interpretation of his father's friendship with Jackie as being impolite, but in Gregory's mother's memories, noted that Finn's fury had at last diminished, leaving a devoted father and son. Gregory suggested that Jake allow, with his fury out, Violet and Aiden went back to the announcement in the living room that dinner was prepared. Finn got home in a matter of moments. Finn later took a moment to ask concerning Jake's safety when Gregory, Aiden, and Violet headed to the dining room. No issues about the room. Jake shot back with a kind grin following Jake's joining of Gregory. Violet, Aiden, Elizabeth, and Finn had a brief kiss, and Finn said he was sorry for being late and claiming to have left to a meeting where they remained to converse with Elizabeth. Alexis was comprehending, so he asked about his. She acknowledged father, that Gregory was the most beautiful person, and without Finn would only be partially in love. Finn joked that he shouldn't be with him. Once more running late for dinner, Brooklyn was impressed. The smells emanating from the kitchen. Chase and Brooklyn's flat. Chase walked in, bringing a meal and donning an apron of the Florentine chicken he had. He readied himself. Brooklyn was relocated by Chase's amorous gesture and the reality that in order to finance the purchase of the honeymoon in Florence, Italy, Chase persuaded Brooklyn to sell his truck wasn't a major problem, but she doubted him as he gave them each with a wine glass. They talked about Lucy's mischief on the Heart and Home channel and how Sasha saved the day through persuasion consumers to purchase deceitful cream Lucy created. Viewers can clearly see that she needs. Brooklyn claimed that she was stressed out in therapy, that the cream's success was essential to improving the financial situation at Deceit, leading Chase to make a vow to her. The fact that he was expected to be promoted at, he suggested that they put the effort, money from his real estate investment, given that he planned to open a tiny their retreat into the forest, and even that truck will be useful. Chase chuckled in response. Brooklyn gave him the assurance that they had no trouble affording a woodland withdrawal and multiple vehicles, but Chase scowled and inquired as to whether they the topic of money again, which your family has everything, and I have a respectable government pay. Chase continued, saying, Brooklyn suggested that they take pleasure in their dinner time before heading into their finances following the delicious dinner. Brooklyn raised the topic of money. Chase thought she was asking him to sign a mutual consent and offered to get a writing instrument. Brooklyn told him she didn't need it because she intending to get a signature from him. Chase said it wouldn't bother him because he intended to wed her for the remainder of. Brooklyn said that she was in their life, and Chase had to discuss what would occur if they didn't split up. She realized that the side of the Quartermain, her mother's side of the family, was affluent, but family was of working class descent. Brooklyn acknowledged her desire for that type of a life full of opportunities for their kids, affection and security in the company of family who could assist them in pursuing. Warned Brooklyn that a portion of her relatives would attempt to smuggle cash into their kids' hands. She acknowledged that it might be a little difficult. Brooklyn sensed Tracy's real intent. for going for a premarital settlement was to shield Brooklyn and Sheej from the madness that results from using main quarters funds Chase promoted, shifting the stake from Brooklyn's additional assets and trust fund into an account designated for savings. Kids, he recommended that they make use of the monetary safety net. Brooklyn cherished the notion, and both of them concurred that they wished to bring up morally upright, loving, and hardworking kids. Brooklyn remarked following their cuddle, the couch about which she was worried. Talking to him about money, Chase was certain that they would have a comparable discussion every few years, he suggested. If they had been in the other capacity, she would not wish to subsist on his, most likely not. Brooklyn in the millions. Acknowledged, I'm grateful you watched. If you